All right. Welcome, everyone. Oh, I'm so excited for tonight. I've had a couple of weeks off, to be honest. So welcome to those that are jumping on live, and hello to those that are tuning into the recording. Like I said, I'm excited. When I'm in bright colors, I am excited. So my name is Kira, for those that don't know me, and I'm going to be your host for tonight, alongside some of these other amazing, passionate women. And we're so excited to have you here. Like I said, whether you're going to be jumping on live or checking out the recording, someone cared enough about you to invite you or share this with you, or thought that you would be amazing at this, or kind of maybe dragged you along and said, hey, you have to check this out. I really thought that you would love it. And I'd love for you to see what it is that we're up to, because I think that it is something that you would be really, really good at. And so if you are tuning into the recording, you don't need to let us know where you're from, but I would love to hear. I know that we've got a few girls here from the Gold Coast. We've got a few girls here from, I think, Sydney and Melbourne. I'd love to know where are you guys from in the chat. But you're probably all wondering, what is this webinar all about? I've heard about Babes in Business. I've heard in the grapevine about the Health Style Emporium. And that's what tonight is all about. And I'm really excited to share with you what it is that we're up to, why these women have said yes to this incredible opportunity. So Babes in Business, in a nutshell, it is an online business mentoring hub and beautiful community where women across the globe, some you're going to hear from tonight, we raise one another up, we collaborate with each other, we share experiences, we bounce off each other. Sometimes we cry together, we have a lot of fun together. And we really, having your own business, it can be tough. So I really love that we get to do business alongside one another. And if you think about a traditional business, not only is it a really lonely road, it's a really expensive road, to be honest. Like, you're forking out hundreds of thousands of dollars to start an online business. And I think the percentage is crazy. It's like 70% of like traditional businesses fail within your first 12 months. And it takes a very long time before you're making a profit. And traditional business or working for someone else, that's some people's thing, but for a lot of us women, we're like, we want more. You might love your job, and that's great. Personally, for me, I'm also a qualified personal trainer, and I love working one-on-one with my clients, but I also love having the flexibility to work online from wherever I want. And I love being able to help my clients with more than just their training. And I love also not having to answer to anyone. So we have mentors in this business. You have up to 5 mentors, which is really awesome, that are going to help you. They're not going to be checking and being like, hey, did you do this? Hey, did you do that? Hey, no, you can't go on annual leave. It's not like that at all. But they're more like your accountability buddy and your cheerleader. And so with this business as well, what I love is it doesn't matter your previous experience. It doesn't matter your location, your ethnicity, or anything like that. Again, if you think about another traditional style business, maybe you're someone that's climbing for this pinnacle position in the business, or you're kind of fighting for this management role and there's only one spot there. And with this, it's not like that. Everyone has the same starting point and same opportunity as the woman next to us. So we have created a beautiful online lifestyle program called the Health Style Emporium. Some of you may have heard of it before. And this is where you have the opportunity to become an online wellness coach and start your own business, making improvements to your own health and sharing your journey and inspiring happy and healthy living. And so, like I mentioned, you do have up to 5 mentors. You have a training manual, a proven system. We have weekly trainings that we get to tune into, a whole lot of personal development and growth, like personally, spiritual growth, alongside some of these other amazing, passionate women. And so, like I mentioned, it doesn't matter what you've done before. This isn't a uni degree. And if you have one, that's awesome. But in this, you don't need one. And it's more like an apprenticeship where you actually get paid to learn along the way. And I love that about this business. And so we have found an incredible business structure that works. And we get to do more of the things that we're passionate about and have the gift and opportunity of showing other women how to do the same. And so I'm now really excited to introduce to you our first speaker, Sarah. I actually don't know much about Sarah. I was just chatting to her. It's her first time kind of sharing, not to put the pressure on Sarah, but there is other people sharing for the first time. And she's another beautiful woman that said yes to this opportunity in December. And I know she's gone through a bit of a tough road over the last few months, but I really can't wait for you all to hear from her. So Sarah, you can unmute yourself, beautiful lady, and tell us a little bit about why you said yes.
Hi, sorry. Hi, everyone. I'm Sarah. So the last 12 months have been like very tumultuous for me. And in December last year, Bree, who is my mentor, but also we basically grew up together in high school, had put a post on Instagram about, how crap 2020 was and like what we're looking forward to for 2021. And I said, my 2020 has been awful. I just got out of my first rehab at that time. Because I am in recovery for alcohol. So and I was in a pretty bad place because I didn't have a job. Was living back with my parents. Things weren't great. And she said, well, why don't you look at this? And the minute I looked at it, I was like, yes, this is something that I can do. Having my parents have always worked for themselves, so it sort of is in our blood a little bit. Unfortunately, I had to go back to hospital 3 more times between December and now. So that kind of threw a spanner in the works, so to speak. But through following the training and turning up for training and turning up for our team catch-ups, and really listening to like the uplines in the company and everything, I'm really glad that I didn't give up, because I felt like it quite a few times. Because just in the last probably 2 or 3 days, everything has just sort of exploded. And it is pretty much exactly what they said. I think it was my first or second training. Somebody said, what you do now will pay off in 3 months' time. And literally in the last few days, it's actually starting to pay off. I now actually have people to follow up. I've sent out sample shakes today, which is a first, so that was exciting for me. My followers are going up like quite significantly every day. People are like, I'm starting to get traction on posts, and I'm like, oh, all of this wasn't for nothing. So yeah, I mean, and the best thing for me has been, because I am in recovery and I've had to go back to hospital a few times, it's been the flexibility, but also having something to do, and wrap my head around. And like, I've really gotten right into this. I've done all these online social media courses, because when you're in hospital, there's not a whole lot to do other than sit around. So I've like really invested myself into this, and I'm just so glad that I did. And I guess what I'll finish off with is these products are absolutely amazing. The last time I had to detox, thank God, was in February, and my doctors actually charted my Juice Plus, so I would be able to still take it every day while I was in there. And I have detoxed before, and I can tell you that experience probably it was easier, it was shorter, there was less symptoms. Even my doctors couldn't believe it, but they're now recommending the product to people because it made such a difference. And just, like the skin, hair, nails, my attitude, everything. And I'm so glad I said yes, and I am so glad that I listened to everybody saying just hang in there, because it will eventually happen. And I feel like it's starting to happen. So that's my story.
Yay, Sarah. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay. I can imagine that would have taken a lot of courage to share your story and vulnerability. So thank you so much for stepping outside your comfort zone to inspire other women. I know the chat was going off, and your story was super inspiring. So thank you so much for sharing.
That's okay. Thank you for having me.
welcome. Now, I think I'm going to pass it over to T, our money queen. She had her little two little girls there hanging out with her. Not sure where they've gone, but I love when they come hang out. So, T, if you want to unmute yourself and tell us a little bit about the fun stuff and how we get paid.
They just wanted to pop in because I said to them before, I'm like, okay, girls, mummy has a meeting with some of her friends. So like just hang out downstairs. I bribed them with like Easter eggs and the iPad and whatever. And they came up, they're like, hey, mum, just came to see all your business friends. Okay, bye. Anyway, so like Kira said, I am here to chat to you all about the fun part, which is how we get paid. So we do get paid in 6 different ways, but I'm only going to talk about 3 of them today because I don't want to, overwhelm anyone, and I want to be a bit mindful of our time here. So hopefully there's not too much glare on that. No, I think we're good. So we have, like I said, 3 different ways we get paid. There is firstly our retail profit. So retail profit is essentially the same as most other businesses. So when you join,
Can I have noodles?
yes, you can have noodles. When you join as a wellness coach with the Health Style Emporium, which we'll be chatting about very shortly, you will receive everything at wholesale price. And when you connect a client to the HSC, they pay the retail and you make the difference. So, I mean, everyone's pretty familiar with that. It's the same as most business models. The second way that we get paid is by our commissions. So commissions come through each month. This goes up as you promote your way up through the business and you hit your little milestones. Each different milestone is worth a different bonus. Simple enough. Now, the third way that we get paid, my personal favorite, is our bonuses. So bonuses are completely uncapped. The more people that you help, the more people that you connect with the HSC, the more bonuses you're going to get as you sort of work your way up through your business milestone markers. The best thing about them is they're completely unlimited. You are only limited by how much you want to work. So if we look at it this way, my wonky stairs, it's a good thing I'm not a carpenter. So the bonuses start out at around the $150 mark. $150, about $300. They can go all the way up to, here in Australia, $30,000. Can you imagine that? Like 30,000 bonus dollars just dropping into your account. Can you imagine? I think in the UK, it starts at about £80 as your first bonus, then goes up to $50, all the way to £40,000. And the US starts out at about $50 US, 300, and then go up to the 300 to the $30,000 as well. Now, you must be thinking to yourself, like, if that's the kind of money that you can earn, imagine what you must be shelling out. Look, it's a massive 165 Australian dollars. Massive, right? It's about $50 if you're in the US, £50 over there, and then I think it's like $172 for New Zealanders to get started to open up their VO. But the best thing about it is that you can create a positive cash flow just within your first few weeks. So it's not like a traditional business where you invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in the franchise, like a Boost Juice, cafe, retail store, etc., and you're forking out hand over fist. And then you're grinding away nose to the stone for months, if not years, before you finally break even and turn the profit that you're looking for. Our business program has empowered me personally with all of the skills that I needed to get started. So initially, it can take anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour a day, and it just wraps into your everyday life. So like for me personally, finish up work at the gym, go pick the kids up, and I usually sit in the car for like 10, 15 minutes. I'll sit there on my phone doing little bits of work while I wait for the bell to go. Come home while I'm making their afternoon tea while the kettle's boiling or something, a little bit more. It's in your stolen moments that you make this work for you. And that's the best part about it, because we're all busy. Like, we're mums, we're busy business women, we're studying, we're full-time health professionals, corporate boss babes, like whatever it is that you're working on, you can create this life with a side hustle to bend around it. And then once your income on your side hustle matches your main hustle, the opportunity is endless. You know what I mean? So we get to dedicate our pay. However much time you want to spend in it is how much time and money you're going to get back out of it again. So I hope that makes things clear. Didn't go too fast for anyone. I know I have a tendency to just blah, 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 blah. So that's an idea of how we get paid. So now I believe I'm passing it to Kerry Ann. Excellent. Who's going to talk a little bit more about the program, why we love it so much, and why we choose to partner with the Health Style Emporium and the nutraceuticals that we do. So Kerry.
Thanks so much, T. Really happy to be here today, guys. So yeah, I'm going to share a little bit more about our program and our products. So for those of you who don't know, what we've done is actually created an online holistic program. So it's called the Health Style Emporium, and it's a holistic health and nutrition program that is for women that are wanting to better their health, could be lose weight, clear their skin, increase energy, just overall look better, feel better, work on their self-love, reduce anxiety and stress, up-level personal development, and just set some goals to become the best versions of themselves. So for us, it's like an online health and wellness retreat. And it's not about any quick fixes or fad diets. We're certainly not any sort of beauty challenge, or we don't ask you to jump on the scales to weigh yourself every day. But it's really more so about working from the inside out. And we teach you how to, so we educate you and we empower our clients to just make small, sustainable, healthy lifestyle choices. So what I'm going to do right now is actually share my screen so I can give you all a little bit of a sneak peek inside the program. Okay, let me remember how to do this. Well, do you need to make me co-host, Kira? Or
I definitely do, and I should have done that earlier.
That's okay.
No, all done. Thanks.
Thank you. Oh, okay, can everybody see my screen? Yeah, okay, good. I hit all the webcams, and so even if you were telling me that you could see the screen, I didn't see it. So anyway, all right, so this is our lovely platform, the Health Style Emporium. So when you log in, you're actually welcomed with a beautiful video, just sharing a little bit about what it's all about. But the best part is actually here on the left-hand side. Okay, guys, obviously my name is not Jess, but the lovely Jess actually let me borrow her login for today. So when you click on the arrow here, all right, so this is what we all have access to inside the Health Style Emporium. Okay, so the first part is recipes, which I absolutely love. So especially if you're stuck on ideas on what to make, and also you want to keep it within, you want healthy options, and it doesn't need to be difficult. So look, you've got breakfast, lunch and dinner, snacks as well. My favorite is the healthy treats because I have a little bit of a sweet tooth. But if you take a look, hopefully my internet's going to work. Look at how beautiful all of those different treats are. Like, oh my goodness, I made the cherry ripe slice a few weeks ago, and it tasted so good. And so as well, after recipes, so we have how to plate out. This is basically teaching you about the portion sizes or what you should be putting on your plate. And what I love as well about our program is that it's not just about nutrition, it's not just about movement, but we also like to educate you and just give you that little bit more value so that you can learn more about what you're doing. So we have our recorded webinars, and with them, as I mentioned, so it's not just about movement or nutrition. So there's things like finding your purpose, goal setting, manifesting your reality, even as well, 5 steps to diminishing financial stress. So we have so much value to offer. Then the next section is mindset and spirituality. So this is all about learning to love yourself again. We have a gratitude challenge, anybody that's really into manifestation, as well as meditation. So I've started doing that recently. I'm still learning to go into it, but I'm really loving it because it's helping me to ground myself. So there's guided meditations that you can follow as well. Then the next is movement, which I know a lot of people like. So with that, if you're a person that goes to the gym, you can take part in the PT sessions. Otherwise, if you want something that's a little bit slower and is more grounded, then you can do our yoga as well as stretching. Stretching is really important because I know that I don't do it enough. And also Pilates as well. Then I will skip over the next part. So the Glow Up was actually an amazing challenge that we had in the month of February. So we do have different challenges and promotions like this that happen throughout the year. Then as well, we have our skin scrubs and mask section. So not only do we take care of ourselves from the inside, but we also look at what's happening on the outside as well. So with this, yeah, so you can learn all about your skin and what's going on. And as well, you can actually use the products that I'm about to show you to make different recipes and skin scrubs that you can, put on your skin. And then as well, we've got some extra resources and as I mentioned, so education about the products as well, so that you know what you're taking, how they've been created, where do they come from, and also the science behind them. So it's really interesting for anyone who has a little bit of a science nerd. I know that I'm kind of trying to learn more about it, but if that's not for you, that's totally okay. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing now. And I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more about the products. So I'm going to just share a little bit about the whole food products that we've partnered with and that go hand in hand with our program. So these products that we've partnered with, they're not only to bridge the gap in what we should be eating every day, but it's also to ensure that our clients are flooding their bodies with all of the essential nutrition that we all need to function optimally. So just to show you what they look like, this is our fruit and vegetable blend. And then we also have our berries and our omegas. All right, and actually I'll just take one out. Okay, so this is what our little capsules look like. All right, so this whole food product that we've actually partnered with, the company is called Juice Plus. And it's been around for 50 years. So it's an old company, but it's established. So, I feel really safe with this because I know that they know what they're doing. And it's literally 33 varieties of fruits, vegetables, and berries, all in that vegan capsule that I just showed you. And these are all harvested at the peak of ripeness. So unlike in the supermarkets, they're actually then turned into a giant smoothie. They're dehydrated at a low temperature to keep all the enzymes intact, and all the waters and sugars are removed, and it's airlocked into that tiny vegan capsule so that the nutrients are then locked in and they don't go off or oxidize. And they're actually tested on 4 separate occasions for over 300 known contaminants of herbicides, pesticides, mold, and also bacteria. And what a lot of people don't know is that they're actually 100% absorbable by the gut, which for me, I love, because I don't know about you guys, but unlike many other multivitamins, which actually contain synthetics, sugars, and other artificial ingredients, you're not going to notice any changes to the color of your wheat with these whole food capsules. So when you've taken a multivitamin, have you actually gone to the toilet and then when you wee it out, it's a funny color, right? So we call that disco wee. So that's not going to happen with these products because they're actually 100% absorbable by your gut and within just a couple of minutes. And I actually did show you. So we also have our vegan omegas. And so these are actually a beautiful natural plant-based blend of omega fatty acids. And it's not just omega-3, which is what we normally get in like our fish oils and things like that, but it actually also contains 5, 6, 7, and 9. So you're basically getting the whole range. And it has raspberry seeds, tomato seeds, pomegranate, sea buckthorn, and algae as well. So with this, we actually skip the fish and we go directly to the source, which, as I mentioned, is the algae. So for us, we actually focus on what the fish eat and we eliminate the toxins from the fish, because I'm not sure if you guys know, but a lot of the fish that is sourced for omegas, we don't actually know what's in them. So then in that case, when you buy them from the shelf, let's say in the chemist, you don't actually know what you're putting into your body. And one thing I forgot to touch on is that at the moment, free peer-reviewed medical studies on the products, and they're the most researched nutraceutical in the world, which I think is absolutely awesome, because I don't know any other nutraceutical that has that much study done on it. And also, what I love the most is the healthy starts for families, and also how generous Juice Plus is. So for any adult that selects a whole food bundle, which is suitable for their health goals, you can actually sponsor a child between the ages of 4 to 18 with the whole food capsules or the gummies for free. Sorry, I don't have the gummies here to show you, but they're basically the same thing as the capsules. They're just in a, they're just put together with tapioca. So they're about this big, and they're also really, really yummy. And some of the changes we found in our children actually having all of these whole foods is that they have a boosted immune system, less sick days, they've got better concentration, their behavioral patterns are improving, and even they have palate changes. So we have kids that are craving for whole food, like ingredients like vegetables and fruits, which, you know, it's normally really difficult to get children to eat vegetables. So when you give your body what it needs, it does what it's supposed to. And the next thing that I want to show you is our incredible whole food complete protein. So I have both of the flavors, the French vanilla and the Dutch chocolate. I love both of them and I use them every day. So they're actually gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, and it's just a perfect blend of whole foods. And also, did I mention that they're absolutely delicious? So they're definitely not a meal replacement, but for many people, it's a massive upgrade from what they're currently having, because a lot of people don't make that time to have breakfast in the morning. So yeah, they're a great option for breakfast. You can use them as a pre or post workout, as a yummy snack throughout the day. If you want to give a snack to your children after school, breastfeeding mums have it, elite athletes, and also shift workers. So many ranges of people love to have these. And if you look on the back, so there's actually a food label, okay? So not that you can see that, but I'll read it out for you. So it includes all of these whole food ingredients like peas, sprouts, alfalfa, what else? Radish and amaranth, organic quinoa, and mushrooms as well. And you can't taste any of them, which is the best part about it. So there's no additives or fillers in any of the ingredients. So when you have these in conjunction with the whole food capsules, our clients are actually getting access to over 43 different whole foods every day. So anyway, I've been talking for ages and I could keep going on for days and days on end, but what I'd actually love to do is bring the Health Style Emporium and the products to life and have the lovely Kelsey share with you her experience since becoming a part of the program and introducing the whole foods to her life. So take it away.
Thanks, Kerry. So hey guys, I'm Kelsey, and so I made a decision probably been nearing on 6 months ago now. It was a very conscious decision that I wanted to, I guess, take a better, more holistic look at my life and honouring, I guess, my dreams, my passions, time and space, and essentially having a look at the things that literally brought me happiness, meaningness, and joy as well. And so don't get me wrong, choosing to make that decision, it was certainly scary and a little bit uncomfortable, but it's definitely within that's where the magical combination of fear and excitement has allowed me to really find the good stuff within life as well. And so I guess what led me to that is about three and a half years ago now, I was actually diagnosed with not one, but 2 autoimmune diseases. And I was 27 at the time. So I never really took a moment to acknowledge how that made me feel. And in replace, I started distracting myself with projects, primarily work. And essentially what I was doing was I was disregarding my body. Sorry, that's my work. It's going off in the background, but my capacity for growth as well. So in the months that followed, my diagnosis is I was placed on several heavy medications, which resulted in me losing the majority of my hair. My skin also became very transparent and thin, to the point where I was actually taking my jeans off one day and I kind of got a little bit stuck, in the sense, ripped jeans, foot got stuck in there, and I accidentally scratched my leg, and I now have this scar on my leg. That's how thin my skin had become. So again, because I was distracting myself, I didn't really notice the impact it had on my body. I stopped eating meat. I stopped eating vegetables, purely for the fact the smell of everything, even being cooked, literally made me nauseous. And in hand, I ended up fueling my body with a very poor form of sugar, being jelly cups or lollies. And I remember having comments at the time, especially from colleagues, and that a couple of them were very close friends of mine that would see me and they'd be like, oh, geez, what's happening, kind of thing, because they could see I was becoming quite thin in the face, I guess. And then others were passing comments about, saying that they wished that they could eat the volume of lollies I was eating and, have the figure that I had at the time. But what they didn't appreciate was, off the back of that, there were several, I guess, hospital admissions that followed with that. And that's when I truly became self-aware that I was undernourished. So 6 months ago, I started taking the Juice Plus supplements. And I must say, I can certainly comment to how much my weight has stabilised. I balance between a 58 to 60 kilo weight now. So quite healthy within myself, but also I find that my skin is really radiant, even just the likes of pimples and everything like that gone, which is brilliant. But most of all, it's also the brain fog that I was carrying. It's certainly faded away, which has allowed me not only in a health kind of vibrancy, but also just in my own mental capacity to take a step back and go, you know what, I really need to focus on some other areas within my life. It has enabled me to go back to being blonde as well, which to me is something that is so exciting, purely for the fact, when I say I lost half of my hair, I can literally share photos later, but I essentially became quite bald in the back of my head. And so my hairdresser and I quite commonly talk at every single appointment, just in the fact that I have been able to get back to blonde from having quite dark hair. But I guess that's just some of the feedback on the products I certainly have. But more so, just with regards to the program as well, it's certainly allowed me to live with more, I guess, purpose and intent as well. So having the support of women like all of you, it's definitely had a substantial influence on the decisions I make. And it's enabled me to, I guess, feel a little bit more empowered within myself, and the person that I am today, and the person I'm going to continue to grow into over the upcoming weeks and months ahead of us. But I honestly, I can't commend the program and Juice Plus enough for what it has personally done for me. And I honestly can't wait to see what the future obviously has in store as well. But otherwise, that's a little bit of a wrap from me. So I'll pass it back over to our lovely host.
Thank you, Kelsey. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, a lot of the girls have mentioned in the chat, again, just your story. And I knew a little bit about your story when we first met, but not so much all of the details. So thank you so much for sharing. And I'm so glad to hear that you have had amazing results, that you have really been able to notice with the products. And I know you've actually had a lot of your friends actually say like, hey, what have you been doing? And I know your little one takes the gummies as well, and I'm sure there's maybe a flavor that he doesn't like, and that happens. Some of the kids love both flavors, some of them love one flavor, all the adults get to eat them, they're amazing. But you are truly such an inspiration, and it's really actually exciting because Kelsey, like she said, has been a client for about 6 months and made the decision today to actually want to jump on board the business side because she loved it so much. So that's really exciting. But Kelsey, thank you so much again for sharing. Now, I am going to wrap up very, very soon. We have gone a little bit over time, but I'm going to get the lovely Hannah to share. I love her. And she is a young mama of twin girls. I believe they're 5 years old. And I love hearing your story, Hannah. It is really inspiring. So if you want to unmute yourself, beautiful, and just tell us a little bit about your business story, why you said yes to this opportunity, and then we'll wrap things up from there.
Wow, thank you so much, beautiful. What an intro. Hi, everyone. My name is Hannah. And yes, as Kira said, I have 5-year-old twins who are my absolute joy and love in this world. I'm a single mum. I have been since pretty much they were 6 months. I've been riding this journey solo. And now I just embrace that I am both mum and dad. But that comes with its own pressures and also expectations. And I guess the biggest expectations are the ones that I have of myself. And my parents were never there for me when I was like growing up. They weren't at awards or sports carnivals or school pickup or anything like that. I walked to school from an early age and all those types of things. So when my girls were starting prep this year, last year, when I was thinking about it and sort of mentally preparing myself for what the next year was going to be, I was overcome with anxiety and sadness that I wasn't going to be able to live out what my highest values were, and that was to be with my girls. And so at the time, I was doing what I thought I was supposed to do as a accomplished adult, and I was studying a degree and I was working full time. So I was studying law and I was working about 45 to 50 hours a week in a law firm. And then I was obviously, being a mama like as well. And I remember the feeling of going to my manager's office to ask her if I could go home early one day because I had to pick my daughter up from kindy because she wasn't feeling well. And it was like disappointment. It was like, oh, really? Like, you have to leave? Are you serious? Are you going to be able to work from home? Like, are you going to be able to come back? All these types of things. And I was like, holy crap, how am I supposed to ask if I can take time off to go pick my girls up from school? I was like, this is just not going to work for me. And I looked around and I thought, there is not one person in this office, like their life that I want. Being here from 6 a.m. to being here till late at night. What am I doing? Why am I even studying this degree? And so I got out. I'm not one for like, what's the word? Pondering decisions. I was like, I'm out. This is it. And I was so thankful when this opportunity sort of just crossed my screen one day after I had made that decision. And I thought, yeah, if this is going to be the opportunity that I can take to build a business, because I've got to be able to eat and pay rent, and then also be there for my girls, then it's a no-brainer. And so I said yes before I could even get off a webinar. I was like, come on, sign me up. And that's why I said yes. But I just want you to know, I've been in this business probably about 4 months, and putting money aside, I have gained, I was going to swear then, I gained a truckload. In leaps and bounds, I can honestly tell you, the people, the community, the support, the self-development, the courage, like, I'm a different person to who I was 4 months ago. Anything you could ask me, this business has given me. And I want you to take that away from this, because yes, money is huge, but holy crap, I have gained so much already from this business in the last 4 months than I could ever give back. And so I just wanted to end with that. It's truly incredible what we have here and who we have. So yeah, say yes, you won't regret it. You could never walk away from this. In my opinion, I could never walk away from this knowing that I haven't gained something. It's been like incredible, and I've only been here for 4 months. So here's to the next 4 years. Yeah.
Yay, girl. Thank you so much. That was great to kind of finish on. Wow. Yeah, I love your story. And Hannah and I, like, we don't work directly with each other, but we collaborate with one another. We actually met at our Babes in Business Christmas event in November or December last year. And I won't forget that moment, you know, Hannah rocking up by herself and we just clicked, and look at all the new friends you've been able to collect along the way. And I know what it's like. I've been to events by myself, but you get outside your comfort zone and look at all the women that we get to meet. So guys, I am going to wrap things up. Hannah, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you to everyone that got outside their comfort zone. We are certainly not professional public speakers, so thank you all so much. And thank you for everyone who jumped on, and for those watching the recording, we appreciate you. I am going to super quickly just go through a couple of misconceptions that you may be thinking of. I know that I thought about them in the beginning too. So let's go through them. So the first one is time. So you've heard a lot of women talk about being busy, being mamas, working full time, also working in the car, waiting to pick the kids up. I also know Anthony in the business who builds most of his business on the toilet. And so that's the beauty of having, you know, being able to work from our mobile phones and things like that. Be careful of hygiene, obviously. But, you know, you don't need a lot of time to do this business. And I encourage you to have a think about how much time you currently spend on social media, scrolling, looking at pointless reels. I love them sometimes too, but being really unproductive, where you can actually use your time productive here to inspire people, to get paid, to make money. And so we say that honestly, 30 minutes to an hour a day is all that you need. And 15 minutes is 1% of your day, guys. 15 minutes. So can you give 4% of your day to this side business to turn it into whatever it is that you want? Just a couple of little changes that you might need to make, which is just being a little bit more intentional with your time. So moving on to the next misconception, which is one of my favorites, and this is talking about selling. So some of you might be like, eek, like freak out when this word comes out and think about some like creepy salesperson. And I get it. You know, some people have been, I've been sold to, I've been recommended something where someone hasn't taken the time to get to know me, and we've all had a bad experience, right? Like whether you go into a gym and you're like, oh, I hate gyms. I had a horrible experience. Someone tried to sell me this membership and I had a horrible experience at a gym once. I'm never going back. And again, like have a think about it. Like everyone's had a bad experience or dealt with a creepy person. It doesn't mean that all things and all people are bad. And so what we do in this business is we share, we genuinely care about people, and we provide a solution to their problem. And I look at it as helping, yeah, like I said, finding a solution to their problem, but I look at it as, yeah, caring. I don't look at it as selling or being creepy. I'm here to help people that want to be helped. And there's so many people here that are screaming for help with their health. There's so many people that are screaming for a way out of their job, or screaming for more time with their children, or to do something that they're passionate about. And we have two really amazing opportunities in our hands to be able to help people and their families get healthier and happier. And also an opportunity to help people create an income online so that maybe they can just put food on the table. Maybe they want a travel fund. Maybe they want to reduce their hours at work so they've got more time back in their life. So I hope that helps you just get a little bit more comfortable with the idea of selling. Like, to be honest with you, selling is what makes the world go round. Everyone is selling something, whether you're selling the idea to your child that they have to go to school, or you're selling the idea to your partner that you want to buy this house, or you're selling to someone, hey, oh my gosh, you have to check out this Netflix series. It's so good. Like you just did the selling for Netflix, but you're just not getting rewarded for it. And so what I love is we share about health and we get rewarded for it. So moving on from that, I could literally do a whole webinar on selling. I'm so passionate about it. So next, nearly done, but expert. So I really thought that I needed to be an expert, and being a qualified PT, yeah, it's cool. But you know, this business is for everyone. You don't need to be qualified in any area. You don't need to be qualified in order to be a caring person, to be a cheerleader to someone, to check in and ask how they're doing, or to share an educational webinar. And this is, like I said, an apprenticeship where you get paid to learn. So don't stress about the how. We will teach you all of that and everything that you need to know. We have trainings every week where you get to upskill in business and relationships and customer retention and all of that. So you're all good there. You don't need to be an expert. You will become one though. So last but not least, I thought that I didn't know enough people. And for someone that has moved around a little bit, I'm finally in my dream location on the Gold Coast, but I've moved around a lot. And this online community honestly saved my life. And I really just want to let you know that if you're someone that's sitting there like, I finished school and I didn't really vibe with the people in school and I don't have friends or I don't know anyone or I've moved and I don't know many people, again, don't worry about that. We have so many amazing trainings and resources and way to help you grow your network. And in any business, you have to do that anyway. You have to network, you have to build relationships, you have to find new people to talk to. And the beauty about this business is, yeah, it's so great. We can build, I actually met Kelsey in person. She became a client, chatting to her in person about just having asking good quality questions and asking about her health journey. And if there was an opportunity for me to help her. So I was like, okay, cool. But we're able to work online and we're able to network with people globally. You can help people in Spain. We've got a girl that normally jumps on here from Spain, and you can help people from all over the world. So don't stress if you think in your little circle you don't know many people. And so honestly, guys, I really hope that tonight gave you more of an insight into what it is that Babes in Business and the Health Style Emporium is all about. If you can't tell, I'm so passionate about this. I've been a part of the business for almost 4 years now. And oh my goodness, it's given me so much. And not only the finances and the confidence to be able to pack up and leave a toxic relationship that I was in a few years ago. It's given me so much more. It's given me community. It's given me purpose. It's given me fulfillment each day. And honestly, seeing some of the women just talk tonight and seeing them glowing from what this business or program and product has done for them and seeing that with other people, it literally lights my soul up. So if tonight has got you curious about what it is that we do, then I encourage you to reach out to the person that invited you. Maybe you're like, yeah, I need this. Oh, I love dogs. Hey, Krista. Maybe you're like, I need this in my life. Maybe you're like Hannah and you're like, oh my goodness, I need a change. I can't keep doing what I'm doing. Or maybe you're someone that's like, I'm vibing this. I like it. I don't know if I want to go too full on with the business, but I want to be involved. That's cool. Or maybe you want to be like Kelsey and maybe you want to have your own customer experience first and see what it's all about and then just take it from there. This business is completely up to you. But I am so happy that we got to connect this evening for whenever you are watching this. And I thank you so much for your time. And yeah, I appreciate you. And yeah, reach out if you've got any questions, but I'm going to leave it there, guys. We did run a little bit over time. So much love for you all. Thank you all again. And I look forward to hopefully connecting with you all again very soon. Bye, everyone. See you later. Have a great night.